Today's episode is brought to you by the book Everyone is a Sinner But Me, available now at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Live from Volpus Studios, it's the MCS1 show featuring Caleb Hanna, and now your host, MCS1.
Welcome everyone to another awesome special edition of the MCS1 show. Once again, I am joined with Caleb Hannon.
Yep,
and
as always.
Yes, and today we are going to continue our great series of
Happy Valley Hate.
Yay! Wait, that wasn't very hateful. Boo! There we go.
Today we're going to be talking about a wonderful thing known as snake oil.
Oh, snake oil! Get your snake oil!
Get your snake oil here. It cures everything. We're going to talk about snake oil, or as this episode is titled, Essential Snake Oil.
Woo!
Woohoo! And we're going to explain how this applies to Happy Valley. So, strap in, people. We're going to give you the great history of snake oil.
The extended version.
Special
edition.
From our
Ultimate.
cliff notes that we got from an NPR article.
I don't even know if they would be considered cliff notes. Yeah!
So here's a paraphrased history of snake oil, which I found from an NPR article. And you can just Google this by typing NPR article, snake oil. And it's
snake oil!
Snake oil!
But if you type it in without saying snake oil, it's not going to come up.
It probably won't.
No.
It is really cool, and it was really informative to me. And I don't really say that about most things on the internet these days.
Especially not, no.
Yeah.
No.
So...
except for the Urban Dictionary, guys.
Except for the Urban Dictionary, the ultimate source of knowledge. And so, at least on this show. So,
snake oil!
Snake oil!
I can't get over saying that.
I really can't. To be honest,
so
that's half the reason I wanted to do this show.
Snake oil!
Over and over again. What is snake oil? Where did it come from? So snake oil was like a balm that was brought over by the Chinese while they were working on the Grand Continental Railroad.
Right.
And it worked as like something that you just rub on your skin for a burn. And so it had like these great healing properties, which sounds kind of cool.
I mean, it's just like as far as like the soothing goes, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So, you know, people talk, word gets around, hey, snake oil! It does all this great stuff.
Just as he twirls his mustache.
And I'm like hitting my mustache, twirling my cane. Snake oil has to do all this great stuff, and so the salesmen get a hold of it, like the type of salesman that you don't really trust. Yeah. Basically, the bad used car salesman. They're like, let's make a deal.
Oh my gosh,
that type of thing, and it's like buying or selling, that type of thing. And so the salesmen get a hold of the snake oil and they start exaggerating on what it could do.
Of course they do.
It's like, snake oil, it'll make your stupid kid smart and,
just rub it on his brain.
Rub it on his brain.
I don't know how you would do that.
Sir, what ails you? Well, I got some cancer from smoking these cigarettes.
Because, the research back then on cancer.
Yeah, I was just thinking that those things.
Was very, very closely linked.
Yes.
Well, the snake oil will cure what ails you.
Rub this on your lungs and you'll be scot-free and cancer-free. And so what would happen is, like, this snake oil, they would, we should have had a snake oil counter, just like we should have had a bro counter in the Pro Bowl All-Star episode.
I don't know why we don't have a snake oil counter.
I don't know. Little late now. Now we only have regrets. But
snake oil!
Snake oil!
Well, rub those regrets away!
So... when they would sell the snake oil, the awful salesman, they would, by the time people could figure out, like, this won't make my stupid kid smart. This won't cure my cancer. This won't make my hippie sister get a haircut.
It won't?
It won't. And by the time people would figure it out, they'd be on to the next town swindling people, the salesmen.
Oh, they are pretty skilled.
They are skilled.
And all they would have to do is say, snake oil!
Snake oil! And so... what's interesting, what got me on the topic of thinking about this snake oil, and the real reason of what was dragging me to this show, is when you think of snake oil, you think of really shady people. obviously, from
Right.
what I mentioned.
Right.
And so I know this kid who has like a kind of a shady family, and I know that they have a family reunion coming up, and I just pictured his whole family pulling up in like a stagecoach with all these barrels attached, and the dad gets out, he's like, get your snake oil here, best snake oil in all of Utah. And then another relative gets out, like a cousin, he's like, oh no, I got much better snake oil here.
Don't listen to him.
Don't listen to him. I got the best snake oil east of the Mississippi. And then another one gets out. He's like, oh, I got the best snake oil in all of northern Canada, eh? And then there's another one. It's like, dude, bro, I got the best snake oil, west of the ocean. And so that's what brought me to this idea. Well, I mean, that, and I thought it was funny, like the thought of all these family members trying to swindle each other with snake oil. Which
is essentially what happens with
in 2016.
All things.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get to that later, I guess.
And so I was joking about it so much that I honestly thought about creating my own brand of snake oil, like as a joke. Like, I was gonna make like an old-timey bottle, and I was gonna have like an old brown, slightly yellow tarnish.
Yeah, like that
picture.
Like a tonic.
Yeah, tonic. Yeah, tonic bottle. And my logo was gonna be like a rattlesnake with an oil rig sticking out of it. And then at the top of the oil rig, it was gonna be shooting out oil. And I was gonna say snake oil. And I was gonna write all these things that it was gonna do, and then put a disclaimer at the bottom that it wouldn't do anything.
As long as you have that disclaimer,
exactly,
you're good.
And then I was gonna, grow out like a Red Baron-esque mustache.
I don't know why you don't do that anyway.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like you should do that all the time, every day.
And then I was gonna start wearing my top hat all the time, learn to twirl a cane, and then just start selling snake oil out of a stagecoach at a local farmer's market.
Basically, just dress like the Monopoly guy.
And you have the mustache.
And you have that big bushy mustache, top hat.
And shout snake oil.
And then just be like, snake oil!
And then the customer will come running.
All of them. All of them. Every single one of the customers will be like, I need some snake oil. I don't know what this snake oil's for, but I need it.
It's for everything.
It's for everything, my dear.
It was funny because I was joking with some of my coworkers about it, and we spent like the whole day joking about the snake oil. It was funny, we had like a broken lock on something, and I was like, what'll fix that broken lock? And this guy's like,
snake oil.
He's like, what? And I was like, snake oil. It was just the whole day we were just stupid things like that. So anyway, and I thought about creating my own brand of snake oil and becoming a young entrepreneur that was gonna make it rich. Entrepreneur or artist.
A snake oilpreneur.
And fulfilling my my lifelong goal of get rich or die trying.
Get rich or get jimmered.
Yeah, seriously. I mentioned to Caleb, and we have another friend on this group chat named Shane. Shout out to Shane Barker.
Boom.
And
no one loves you, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Except your wife.
Yeah.
She loves you.
Wow, this got dark fast.
Just kidding. Everyone loves you, Shane.
Everyone does.
Probably. I don't know. I have to ask him.
I think everyone loves Shane. And so we had this group me chat, and it's just where we chat about random stupid things all the time. And I start mentioning this that I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna get rich by selling snake oil, and obviously I'm pretty sure Caleb didn't take this seriously.
Nope.
And Shane then somewhat shoots down my dreams, and he says, pretty sure the biggest snake oil company is already in Utah, and he's right. Especially in Happy Valley, there are so many snake oil companies. But what are these snake oil companies? Well, they are what we call essential oil companies. The companies that sell essential oil. Essential oil with the promises that people give these days for its effects. It's basically snake oil.
Essentially, yeah.
Because snake oil.
Okay. So, there are certain things that a lot of these oils will do, but then there are just some other things where it's like, yeah, I'm pretty positive it doesn't do that.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not here today to dog on alternative medicine. We'll save that for another show. No, I'm just kidding. We're not here. But we're not here to dog on.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's next week or something. We're not here to dog on alternative medicine or anything like that. We're here to dog on the sales tactics of these essential snake oil salesmen, which are very similar to what we mentioned about the Provo All-Star.
Oh, very similar.
And very similar.
And the recruitment tactics, too.
Yeah, let's talk about the recruitment tactics before we even get into the essential oil. It's like a very similar process. They always put themselves out there. They're always like, one of the first things they say is, yeah, I'm a rep for this company.
Yeah.
They don't mention, like, they sell essential oil. They say, I'm a rep for this company. And they expect you to know what it is.
Yeah, it's like okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
And when you say you don't know, they're like, oh, well, let me tell you. It's awesome. We make this essential oil stuff that can, like, cure cancer, AIDS, the diabetes.
Cool story, bro.
And so they'll say...
diabetes.
They'll say things that these essential oils cannot do, that are just like these outlandish promises that this oil can't deliver.
Well, and they'll always preface it by saying, "Have you tried this? Because it's better than the alternative.
It's better than real medicine or going to the doctor.
It's better than going to the doctor because," and then they'll give you these just absolute gimmer reasons.
These crazy statistics and quote facts, question mark, false facts.
False facts.
There we go.
Yeah,
false facts.
There you go.
I like that. They'll do things like that, and then they'll try to get you not just to buy their product, but to get under
sell
them
yourself, right?
and to sell yourself.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And so then they're further up in the pyramid chain of snake oil.
Snake oil, the snake oil pyramid.
Yeah, the snake oil franchise. Here's the thing though, essential oils can do a lot of great things. Lavender, the essential oil for that is good for calming.
Right.
The actual plant lavender is really good for helping you have memory and also be calming.
That's cool.
As well. That's kind of cool.
See, I think we talked about this a little bit on the way over here, and I actually didn't know that. The only thing that I really knew with lavender was that it does kind of calm the brain down a little bit. But it does make sense that it would do some of those things.
Yeah.
But we're also not going to advertise lavender as like, oh, it'll get rid of your diabetes.
The diabetes will be gone as soon as you drink this whole bottle of lavender. Which, the other thing is you can't really drink a whole bottle of this. You have to have
it's too strong.
It's too strong, so you have to have a drop at a time. Well, I mean, if I want to destroy this diabetes, wouldn't I want to take the whole thing?
Yeah. Because that's the thing, people, and that's the big problem with it too, is that they never really tell you, like, suggested serving sizes, or, not servings, but...
I would say serving's a fairly accurate
usage?
statement.
I don't know. Serving, we'll call it serving.
I think serving's an accurate term.
But yeah, they'll never really tell you an accurate serving size for whatever it is that you're, needing to do or whatever. And it's just like, why don't you tell me how much I need so that I can tell you if I want to try this?
Yeah.
Because, the big thing is they really don't want to tell you that. And a lot of these sales tactics are, we don't tell you how much you need so that you just use it as quick as you can, and then you come back and buy more.
Yeah.
Because you'll see some abstract result that all of a sudden in your brain will just be like, this placebo effect is great. I need more of this snake oil.
Yeah, exactly. And another thing, some other things that I've seen for essential oils is different oils can enhance your mood and help you focus for work. Mm-hmm. And another thing is also the same thing can also be said for what is called light therapy. Certain lighting can help you be more productive.
Isn't it like based on the rays or something like that?
Yeah, and
like the types of rays.
Yeah, and the colors.
Yeah,
and
I think I've heard of that a little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
It's kind of cool. My dad's not like super into it, but he's noticed like he ended up changing a couple bulbs at his workplace, and he noticed like a spike in productivity.
Oh, really?
And things were rather brighter as well when he started using a certain type of bulb.
Okay.
And so that's really cool. And so essential oils, essentially the same type of thing. They'll have these like minor little effects that can really help out with things. Mm-hmm. But as far
But it's not a cure-all, end-all thing.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
And they act like it's going to replace medicine. Since this is like an alternative medicine thing,
right.
I'm surprised there hasn't been some hippie at a college campus or university that is trying to prove that modern medicine is a joke and essential oils are the future.
Well, I mean,
and
you'd think that.
You think that with all like the crazy studies that are done, and all the extremely liberally funded campuses and projects, I'm surprised there hasn't been like some grad student who isn't testing the effects of essential oils in safe spaces. Like that's what I am surprised.
That's where they need them the most.
That's where it needs them the most. Here, little buddy, have some of this lavender and listen to this Jigglypuff music. Like, seriously though, why hasn't that been done?
It'll couple with the Enya and the nice ambiance or whatever,
and all the pillows and everything,
and the phototherapy and everything,
and the nice jacket that you can't move your arms with. and the nice nurse bringing pills.
Yep.
But
all of it.
The prerequisite to the mental institution. So I wanted to know why there hasn't been research done on this. I'm like, well, someone's got to have researched this. I mean, obviously not me, but someone has to have researched this. So I pulled up Google. I started typing essential oil studies, and I couldn't even finish typing studies because I typed ST and then starter kit came up in my search results first. And I didn't even see studies in the next 4 suggestions. It was starter kit. So the internet's even trying to sell me this crap and get me in their pyramid scheme. Thanks, Google. I thought we were pals.
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
He doesn't love you.
So, for further proving that this is just a marketing scam, which is why most multi-level marketing companies are the ones selling these essential oils.
Well, especially, here's the other big thing about that. So, with regards to the internet search, so one thing that I learned fairly recently is actually that the way that you make those kinds of things happen, with regards to the Google searches, pulling up certain things based on certain letterings, is you basically buy space on Google. So you buy ad space,
AdWords
or
and things like
else.
that. Yeah, exactly.
And then the second thing is that you just have a team, basically, that goes online a bunch, because then that becomes the most popular. And that's the thing, is that's where it's like, wow, that's I mean, they're obviously they're tapping into it, and they're really smart in their tactics. But it's like,
snake oil.
Why wouldn't you guys want more studies, though?
And that's what I'm wondering.
More studies would mean more profits.
And so all the studies that I found were .blogspot.com. And so I'm not going to...
.blogspot. Cool.
Yeah, I
cool
can't
story,
really,
bro.
Cool story, bro.
I can't really take that as a serious thing.
Seriously?
Because... Yeah, .blogspot.com. and in addition to that, it doesn't cost much to buy a domain name that redirects these days.
Right.
Just throwing that out there. Back to the essential snake oil. With some of these outlandish claims, that people really do say that it will cure like all these crazy diseases.
Most notably cancer. I've noticed that's a big thing.
And so one of my friends, I was telling him about this show that we were doing. And he told me about a friend of his that got cancer. And he went to a party. And he was just going around. And one of his friends walks up to him and he says, "Hey, you have cancer. Oh, you're going to do chemo. Oh, you shouldn't do chemo, man. I'm a rep."
Who the freak says that?
Well this person who is a rep for this
snake
company.
Oil.
Yeah, snake oil rep. And they say, no, you should be taking these essential oils instead. And it's like, well... Would I take the proven method that has better odds, or would I take the essential oil? Or I could do both, if you want to get technical.
Fair. I mean, that feels like it'd probably be really expensive.
Yeah.
But I mean, if obviously the alternative is just let the cancer run its course.
Yeah, and it's just...
And that's not a good idea.
Yeah. And so, another thing is, I knew someone whose son had autism, and...
no, don't tell me that they said...
And when they would... And so they were reps of these snake oil companies. Oh, no. They would tell them, oh, he has autism. Have you tried... And then they recommend their preferred flavor of essential snake oil, and try to get them to use that. And these are really things... And this happens a lot in Happy Valley, because a couple of these companies are based here. And so everyone tries to, sell this snake oil and, just get it going through the market.
Oh, man, that's...
You hear something bad about someone, the first thing you recommend is, this oil. And it's not going to be the cure-all for everything. But what I have thought about, though, is using some of this essential oil to stop bullying. And I'm going to call it snake oilosity. And we're going to use it to stop bullying.
Snake oilosity.
Snake oilosity. Bullying is about to get jimmered by snake oilosity.
Bullying's about to get snake oiled.
Seriously.
You about to bully that kid? Snake oil!
Snake oil will stop that bullying.
Sprinkle it in his eyes, Jack.
Seriously. In this case, snake oil is mace.
Yes.
Yes, that would stop bullying.
Dude, that would burn the shiz out of your eyes.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
So
put some essential snake oil in with your mace and just squirt it in somebody's eyes.
Oh man. So with snake oil, there's been like little education courses around here where these quote reps will hold in their home and they'll mention like, oh, it's good for this, this, and this.
Yeah.
And then they try to get people to buy it. And so my friend sent us a continuing education courses, and one of them was Essential Oils 101.
Oh my god.
And these are what it was comparable to. One of them was beginning blogging and podcasting, which I'm not going to say this show is on par with snake oil, but
it is.
But it is.
But I'll say it comfortably.
Yes.
It'll cure what ails you.
It'll cure what ails you. Disclaimer, this show will not cure anything. and there was a couple of just other small things on there as well. And it was just, I don't know, kind of ridiculous that a continuing education course was using essential oils.
Well, I guess putting it next to podcasting and blogging is pretty accurate, since that's the only research you'll find.
That is true. That is true. So anyway, that's our show today regarding snake oil.
Snake oil!
I want to thank Caleb for coming in, and if you guys ever want to buy some essential oils, Caleb has this bandwagon, and he sells them out of the back, out of the back, down by the farmer's market. You ever interested in that, or selling for him, getting in on his downline? Yeah,
you can definitely join my pyramid scheme.
Yeah, and it's not available over the internet for purchases through Amazon, so don't be doing that.
Yeah, definitely not available in any legit businesses.
Exactly. So, anyways,
there's no legit research. So,
anyways, until next time, take care of yourself and each other.
Thank you for listening to the MCS1 Show. For bi-weekly episodes on society, counterculture, and pretty much everything but politics and sports, subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, or SoundCloud. For regular updates, head to the MCS1Show.com or search the MCS1 Show on any social media platform.